Springfield Armory's new XDM Elite 3.8 compact OSP is offered in 10mm, and it comes with this Hex Dragonfly red dot sight. It's all aluminum and waterproof. But I think the thing that we need to remember about this is that the proper 10mm load is essentially what I call a 41 Magnum light. I'm shooting a 180 at almost 1,300 feet per second in this gun. And watch what you can do. If you need the ultimate trail pistol, if you're going fishing in Alaska, the 10mm has become popular as a bear gun. And I have to tell you, 11 to 16 rounds of 10mm could throw up a veritable firestorm between you and any charging bear, and between you and any charging anything. You know, I think this actually raises the bar on a very interesting kind of category of defensive handgun. And yes, we have 9mm and 380s and 40s and 45s, but when you step up to a 10mm, especially in a platform that you can actually carry, it's not like dragging around an anvil or something, I think it really opens up some doors for you. For instance, this new XDM Elite has got a few really good and well thought out features, I think. One of the things I think are kind of standout with this gun is the fact that it comes from Springfield Armory, fully ambidextrous. So it's got a slide release, it's got ambidextrous mag release right out of the box, so there's no fussing with changing parts or reversing things or anything like that. And if you're a right-hander, don't be too smug about the fact that you're always used to guns that fit you, because what if your right hand goes down for some reason? Well, this gun allows you to manipulate it properly and maybe safely and maybe effectively using your offhand if you have to, with no muss and no fuss. Now, the other thing I think is really interesting is the fact that you have an option here that comes with 2 magazine or a 15-round magazine. And it boggles my mind. You have 15 rounds of 10mm and what I would call a medium-sized auto. Now, to use the extended magazine, you do have to take off this sort of abbreviated mag well that they have on it, but that's not an issue and it's easy to do. And then that allows you to have this longer magazine that also has the finger fitting at the bottom. Now, another kind of obvious feature I want to talk about just for a second is that it comes completely equipped with this red dot sight. And I like it because it doesn't stay on all the time. You can turn it on if you want to. You can adjust the intensity of the dot if you want to. If you leave it on, it has an automatic shutdown in 16 hours, but the battery life actually gives you 3 years of continuous on. So either way, it's kind of a safe bet. But you know, if you're flying somewhere and you're going to be in an airplane for 15 hours, you might as well turn the darn sight off. Now, you know, the sights don't co-index. In other words, the red dot doesn't line up exactly with the open sights. And I don't think that's a real issue because chances are pretty good, you know, you're going to be using the red dot or not. If or not, then take it off. The other thing that I found out, and a lot of people don't think about this, is that you have like a little TV set up there, like a video monitor, and you'll be surprised at how fast and accurate you can get simply by indexing, by looking through the screen. So for some reason, you know, your red dot is out. When you pull the gun up, you've still got a pretty good sort of big aperture sight there, and with a little bit of practice, you can get pretty good with it. You know, I thought some real-world velocity testing would be interesting. I've got this 140 solid copper hollow point from a company called Sentinel, and this is in 10mm. So it's a pretty interesting bullet. So it's a, you know, solid copper. This is something I would probably use as, you know, personal defense kind of a load. So let's see what it does over the chronograph. Well, 1412, that's actually not bad. You know, usually they don't really come to what the spec is, but that's still pretty substantial if you think about it. Okay, this next one is from HSM. It's a 180 Sierra jacketed hollow point. They don't have a velocity stated on the box, but let's find out what it is. Okay, 1,020 feet per second. So really that's nothing to sneeze at. You've got a 180 grain 40 caliber bullet at a little over 1,000 feet per second. So that's not too bad. Well, the next one is from Buffalo Bore. You know, they're pretty famous for sort of high performance ammunition. This is a 180 jacketed hollow point. I'm not sure whose bullet it is, but it looks like pretty good quality. Let's see what happens here. So. Wow, I actually felt a substantial recoil on that, and it actually was 1303. I found historically Buffalo Bore's velocities listed on their cartons usually are pretty darn close to what they really are, because Tim Sundles there actually tests the velocity in real guns, unlike a lot of companies that use pressure barrels. Now this last one was intriguing to me because I think this might be one of those sort of bear loads that we're talking about, but we'll find out. It's Federal Premium. It's a 10 millimeter, of course, 180 grain trophy bonded jacketed soft point. You see that? So I don't know how heavily constructed the bullet is, but maybe it's geared a little more toward deep penetration. So let's find out what it actually will chronograph at though in the real world. We've got 1191, almost 1,200 feet per second. And you know, that 180 at 1,200 to 1,300 feet per second, well, it's exactly the same as a 41 Magnum, unless you've got something loaded really hot. And so, you could have 16 rounds of 41 Magnum in a gun like this. Well, what did I learn? I learned that Springfield Armory's new XDM Elite 3.8 compact OSP in 10 millimeter really fills an interesting niche. I had never really been interested in this concept before. It's like I always thought, well, 10 millimeter, you don't really need to carry that. We've got 45, we have 9 millimeter and whatnot. But after actually seeing this thing perform and seeing the accuracy, I did some bench resting with it, and it's extremely accurate, as are all their guns. And with the combination of the waterproof red dot sight, I just kept thinking, this is really an interesting concept. Put it in a chest holster and you've got a great field pistol. I think with the right strong side concealed carry or fanny pack or backpack or something, you've got kind of a general defensive pistol that literally could handle any problem you would encounter anytime. So I think they're a real winner, and I think it deserves a hard look. So. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Take a new shooter shooting for me, would you? You take care.